Well, this video is the 50th video I've published to YouTube. And I look back and it's taken me about 11 months. Now, this channel you're watching is an education channel, originally started for my business. So if you're in business or you have a channel or you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I'm going to share what I've learned so far after 50 videos. The point of this video is to share my experience from a marketing perspective, a business perspective, and from me just being some guy's perspective. So if you fit into any of those categories, this is for you. Before we get to the massive list of 50 things I wish I knew earlier, let's just give you the setup, some numbers, and why I started this channel in the first place. As of right now, we're under 500 subscribers, so I have not reached monetization. However, that was never really the reason for doing this, not at all. I wanted to demonstrate that you can generate clients and you can get sales without really having a large audience. Because almost everybody thinks you need a large audience, and that's just simply not true. The rate of audience growth is way more important than the size of the actual audience. Now, does it make it easier if you've got a large following? Well, yes, but also no. I mean, there are plenty of examples of people with huge audiences who struggle to make money. So as long as you've got a few things in place, which I've shared in other videos, such as having a unique lead mechanism and some key content that gives people epiphanies, as long as you have that stuff in place, the audience can pretty much grow at whatever speed you want, however much energy you want to put into it, and you'll be able to get customers and make money from follower, subscriber number one. These 50 things that I wish I knew earlier cover a wide range of areas such as gear, performance, integrating offers, lead generation, business, and of course, mindset. We're starting with gear because this is where a lot of people think they should start. First up, natural lighting is your friend. Whenever possible, set up near a window like this and use that wonderful, glorious, beautiful natural light. Second, lights need to be big. If you don't have big lights or a big window that you can use, then you're gonna need to make these small lights big by using a wall or some kind of thing that's got a big diffuser on it. Number three, get your audio right. Bad audio will make people run almost faster than anything else. As humans, we get annoyed by sounds. Think about the sound of a baby crying. We can't stand it. So get a good microphone. Test your recording levels every time you record to make sure that you haven't blown it too high or you're gonna have to turn it up later and there's too much hiss. Fourth point on gear is get a couple of small tripods. They're so useful. I'm using a tripod for this camera right here, and I'm using another tripod for this microphone right here. Pretty much any situation, I could be standing, just put it up higher, or I could be seated like now, or you can use them to attach a few lights to. Either way, they're inexpensive and very, very useful. 5, smartphones work incredibly well for talking head videos. This is a smartphone. This is an iPhone. I'm not sure, 11, 12 maybe, I'm not sure. I've got it set to cinematic mode with the exposure set to minus 1.3. That's so simple and looks reasonably good, doesn't it? I think so too. Number 6, you don't need a teleprompter. Teleprompters make us feel distant, whereas mistakes and stumbles make us feel human. So don't use a teleprompter if you can handle it. Number 7, charge your gear before you start filming. You don't want to have to do it while you're filming. If you end up using a phone, then the phone will overheat and it'll stop recording halfway through, and that sucks. And if you can't get the footage that you need and you just run out of time, you end up having to figure out another way around, a workaround. It's just a waste of time. Charge your stuff. Made the mistake. Don't do it. Number 8, if you can have your gear set up permanently, just pushed aside to a corner, then you are way more likely to hit your publishing goals. Number 9, but if you travel like me and that's not possible, then have a simple routine that you just do to set up your process that you cannot have to think about. Now we're going to switch across to performance. Number 10 is recording the video is the easy part. I want to start with this one because it takes a lot of pressure off you once you realize that actually sitting down to record, that's easy. Have a bit of fun with it. The tricky bit is the idea, the packaging, the thumbnail, the title. That's way more hard to get right. Number 11, when a video bombs, or 2 or 3 in a row bomb, it will affect your performance on the next videos that you record. And I started to have that feeling of, well, what's the point? Like, no one's going to really see these videos anyway. So what I would tell a younger version of myself is that it starts with the idea of your video. And if you can't get a killer title and a thumbnail from your idea, then your idea, honestly, it sucks. So save yourself from recording it and probably ending up with a video that bombs, and just spend more time working on getting a better idea. Number 12, once you have a great thumbnail and a title, It's so much easier to pour yourself into the script or your bullet points and then your actual performance because you've got this confidence. And even if you end up changing the title or the thumbnail or both, which happens, you're going to end up with such a much better, more focused video in the end that people are probably going to enjoy more anyway. Number 13 is to script the most important parts. You can freewheel with the other parts, but when things are really important, practice and then deliver it to the camera. Then do the next one. You can edit the mistakes out later. Number 14, while we're talking about scripting things out, just script the stuff you need to. In the gaps, bullet point stuff, because you can bullet point the things that you know like the back of your hand, because when you start riffing on that, it'll sound natural. Number 15, this is specifically for me, and maybe this is you as well. I don't like recording in the morning. I had to learn that the hard way. Skin tones don't look that good, my voice isn't warmed up, and my mind is just not in the mood for it. So I usually take advantage of the afternoon light, such as this. I don't have to worry about setting lights up, and then I just do the recording then. Number 16 is to position your eyes in the top third. So if you're familiar with the thirds, the rule of thirds, position your eyes somewhere, give or take a little bit of the top third, and you're probably going to have a much better looking video. And instead of having the camera pointed down, like a lot of people like to do with their selfies, if it's straight on or slightly looking up at you, you're going to be seen in a more of a position of authority. That's just the way it looks on camera. Number 17 is to move your hands around when you talk. Use high and low in your voice. It just makes it a hell of a lot more interesting. And 18, use props if you can. There's nothing wrong. So I just picked up this bottle and I'm going to have a drink and it's got your attention. I haven't even had the drink. I put it back down again. I didn't even do anything with it except talk about it and have it in my hands, but it's still got your attention. So use physical props where you can. If you're talking about something, hold the item up. You can make notes. You can hold the notes up. You can have a whiteboard. You can show the whiteboard. I don't carry a whiteboard. Maybe I should get one. But anyway, my point is use props. It really helps to keep things interesting without having to worry about putting B-roll in later on. Now, editing. Some people are doing no edit channels with great success. I personally can't watch content that's like that unless the person is incredibly engaging, because it just chews up my time. So I make videos for people with my time tolerance, and I recommend you do the same as well. If you like things to be highly edited, go for it and do highly edited stuff. You're probably going to enjoy that more. If you don't mind stuff that's got just free flow and people just giving their spiel of thought as it comes to their brain, you can make that too. You will be more successful at sticking to your content schedule if you're making videos that you also like to consume. Number 20, I like to edit my videos, but it's much easier to edit, either yourself editing or when you're giving it to an editor, if you have long chunks of footage with no breaks. And think about these long chunks of footage with no breaks, like a volley when you're playing tennis. It's going back and forward and it's going pretty well. And at some point, there's a mistake. Either it's an unforced error or you forgot what you're supposed to say or your brain just stops working. Then all you really got to do to make this easy, to make it look better for the person watching the video, to make it easy for yourself to edit, is as you're going along, you say something and you realize you don't know what to say next. Just stop, pause, think, come up with the thing you want to say next, and then carry on. And then in the edit, you can just snip that bit and bring it close together. And it will be as if nothing bad ever happened. Now, editing. I use DaVinci Resolve. It's incredibly powerful. It's awesome. But whatever editor you use, just YouTube stuff as you need it. Don't learn things unless you really, really need it for the particular thing you're doing. It'll save you so much time and filling your mind with things you just don't need to learn. So start following creators, yes, who are going to be teaching the software that you're using, but don't fall victim of the trap of getting their catchy headline for something that you think might be interesting because of a video they're putting out, because what you'll end up doing is just filling your mind with stuff that you don't even really need to use. Just Google stuff as you need it, keep your eye on the prize, and that is to put videos out on a regular basis. Number 22, now once you get the hang of your editing and you find yourself copying parts from the previous video and putting them into your next video, such as endings and titles and stuff like that, and maybe a color grade and one or two effects, spend the 30 minutes and hit YouTube up and look for how to set up a template in that chosen software you're using. That way, from now on, you can have all your settings, everything preloaded as a template with just one click from your desktop. Then you'll be able to spend more time on things like thumbnails and titles. Number 23 is to not bother editing to create shorts from long form video. In my industry, with a channel of my size, shorts aren't even worth dealing with. you can mess around with them if you want. There's AI that does it as well. I found that I just spent my time manipulating the AI shorts that it suggested to try and make it better because it wasn't really correct. And the stuff that was pumping out was kind of average. And by the time I've spent the time doing that, putting together 20 shorts cut from longer footage, getting them up ready to go, uploading them to YouTube, publishing them, once all that process has been actually done, it's taken a lot of my energy and time away from things I could have been doing. And the results, well, some of them were okay, but then the people who do become followers because of short form content, they end up not really being the kind of followers that come across and watch long form content. And long form content really is what it's about for small channels, because that's where you're going to have instant connection and people can follow you and understand you and start to trust you. That's where it's at. So I would say short form only if you want to do short form. Now we get into the business end, offers. Number 24, you don't need to do a ton of call outs for your programs or links. Do them only when it feels like it fits. See, if you've got less than 1,000 subscribers, people will ignore your bad production, but not if you keep hitting them up with trying to sell stuff to them all the time. So keep your ideas good and people will find your links in the description. When they start binging, they'll find them when they're ready. Number 25, I can't believe I have to even say this, but you're a business person, you're doing this for business, not for affiliate sales. So don't have too many links in your description. Just have one. One is plenty to get people to go to the thing that you want them to go to, because they're way more likely to click one link than having 2 links or 3 links or 4 links. So one link is all you really need. Number 26, don't aim for perfect. There were videos that I didn't want to make because I thought it's not going to be perfect. It's a waste of my time. However, the truth is, even bad videos will grow your channel. So if you're doing this for business reasons, aiming for perfect is a massive trap that will prevent you from publishing videos, and that's how you're going to grow. And when you grow, more people will see your offers. Just that's the nature of the beast. Number 27, I took too much advice from massive channels. And I made this mistake early on thinking, well, I can just fast forward my learning if I take advice from huge channels. But large channels have different challenges that they face. Small channels have their own small channel challenges that they face. So find some creators who are a little bit further ahead of you, giving advice for how to grow their channel, and follow their stuff. That's going to be way more useful to you than these huge channels that are giving advice that you're just simply not ready for yet. Okay, now we're up to lead generation. Fantastic. I'm just going to say that a video that does okay with a simple, hey, if you want my thing, the link is below, about 1/3 of the way through or 2/3 of the way through, will do just fine if you only have 1 link, not 5 in the description. Number 29, if the lead magnet or the link you have in the description is closely related to the topic of your video, you'll do much better than if there is no context. That might seem obvious. Many people aren't doing that. Number 30 is just to always keep in the back of your mind when things get tough that the potential for a wave of leads, of new people, is crazy on YouTube because of the nature of the platform and because also the videos hang around for a long, long time. Number 31, when you ask for an email address from somebody, give people a benefit before you ask. Asking stuff without the benefit just won't work. Number 32, practice writing good calls to action on other platforms. Practice on Facebook, practice on LinkedIn, practice in your emails. And when you find a certain combination of words that work really well, where you might put something on Facebook and overnight you get a couple of people sign up to your thing, take that line that you just said, put it in your description and say it on the video towards the end of your video. You've got way more chance of getting people to actually do it if you know the words are going to work. And again, only have 1 link. Oh, we're getting through business. Number 33 is that this is part of a long-term strategy. Consistency of output matters because this has a compounding effect on YouTube. So putting out something once a week is better than putting a flurry of videos out and then nothing for a bunch of months. If you don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, you really need to keep pushing that until you get to that point, till you earn your break. Number 34 is to grow your email list. Don't let your YouTube channel grow without letting the people, as they come into your world, have the option to jump also onto your email list. So number 35, if you don't have a specific call to action on a video, let's say you have a specific offer or something's coming up that's just temporary. If you don't have that on one particular video, then at a minimum, have your lead magnet right up the top and with a clear description and a good benefit for signing up to it. If it's right up the top, it'll sit above the fold, so more people will see it while they're watching your video. They'll see there's a link there, they might get curious, and they might want to click it. Number 36 is to think in terms of promotional series. So If you've got an offer that you run, say, 4 times a year, you can create groups of ideas that you want to get this content out to explain what this offer is over, say, 4 or 5 videos. Now, make those 4 or 5 videos and run it, and then have your event. Next time you run it, take those same videos and improve each one. You already have a script, you already have the general idea of how the video goes, you might already know some edits, you may even have some music that you want to reuse. Take that video and just improve on it next time. If you do that 4 times over the course of a year, you'll end up with a series of videos that will be incredibly powerful. You may even be able to use those things in ads campaigns, or who knows where you can use them. But don't just keep reinventing the wheel every time. If you've got a campaign and you're using it multiple times a year, take the existing one, improve it. Number 37 is to think in seasons. Your videos can match your business cycle, but you need to be thinking about this in advance, because video production takes between 1 and 3 weeks. So as an example, let's say your offer is for Father's Day. Let's say that makes a lot of sense. Think about that at least a month in advance. Put 2 or 3 videos together at least a month in advance. Don't wait until it's Father's Day this week and you haven't got any content together. Think about this stuff in seasons, in advance. Number 38, and I learned this from Ed over at Film Booth, that over November and December and the start of January, you can double your output of videos, because there are a lot of people looking for stuff, interested in, they've got a big appetite for buying things, and also for they want change. So if people are searching for stuff and they're happy to consume things, then capitalize on this. This is why at the end of each year, or the start of each year, you'll see things like, for example, how to do XYZ in 2025. During January, those videos are huge. So you can capitalize on that stuff at the end of the year. Okay, we're getting close now. Mindset. Number 39, the YouTube Studio app is useful, but it can also easily become like reading tea leaves. So don't spend too much time in the app. It'll mess with your brain. In fact, many people who know better than me suggest to just delete it from your phone so that you're not even tempted by it, because it's just more trouble than it's worth. Number 40, some videos will do well. And when this happens, take a moment and smell the roses. Enjoy it. But stop looking at the YouTube app and stop looking at your stats, and just focus on making the next video. It'll save your sanity, trust me. Number 40, some videos don't do well for whatever reason. Could be you, it could be the world, whatever it is, they just don't do well. And when this happens, spend a little bit of time and try and improve the thumbnail and try and improve the title. That's a really good practice to get in. And you can do that for the first day after you've got a number of impressions, about 1,000 impressions. You can change the title and change the thumbnail and see if you can get things moving. But after about day 5 or 6 or 7, if the thing's not moving anymore, just move on. In fact, I would recommend just move on immediately. Start working on your next idea. Start dedicating more energy and creative energy to the mindset of working on your next video. Number 42 is publishing timing doesn't really matter. I've put this in mindset because many people say, oh, I can't do this now because I have to publish at this time. And that's just limiting. That's not real. YouTube works a little bit different than other social medias. It seems to work over periods of days, if not even weeks, not necessarily hours. So what's more important is that you put something up in the window of time where you think, it's Saturday morning, my users, my audience is probably going to be up Saturday morning, and they're going to spend all day and maybe some of the night maybe on YouTube. So put it up Saturday morning. But if you put up Saturday lunchtime, is it a big deal? Probably not. If you put up Saturday night, is it a big deal? Probably not. YouTube themselves even say it doesn't really affect it. What matters is the content, the title, and the thumbnail matters more than anything else. And then, of course, the experience of people watching the video. So don't worry too much about the time you're publishing. Number 43 is a practical thing with your mindset, and that is to resist the urge to share your videos straight away to social media. Wait at least a week or 2 weeks before you do that, because you want to let the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, do its thing. Let it try and find the right people for your video before you go and throw it out to people. You're going to get a much better result that way. That's proven. Number 44 is that YouTube is way easier than I thought. I thought it would be difficult to put together a YouTube channel, but the difficult things are inside your mind, not the actual practical. I thought it would be difficult when my family and friends found out I was putting a YouTube video together. I thought people would say things like, who do you think you are? I thought that all kinds of negative things would come back at me, but that's just in your mind. It's not real. None of it really matters. Number 45 is it's way harder than I thought. I didn't realize this would be a game of title and thumbnail. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize the first 30 seconds was so incredibly crucial, even if my video is amazing and can change the world with the information. So it's a lot harder than I thought, but that's the nuances of the platform. Number 46 is it's a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I honestly had this thing in my mind where I thought it's going to be basically just creating content. I'm creating content, I'm putting it on YouTube, and I'm moving on with my day. But it starts to creep into your mind. It starts to creep into your day. You start to see things and you think that's a great idea, and you're making notes, and it becomes really quite fun. It's like a real life video game. And instead of just getting points, you're getting stats, you're getting numbers, you're getting visitors to your website or to your offers or to your mailing list. So these things can translate into real money. So it's a hell of a lot of fun. Number 47, keep a folder on your phone for screenshots of great thumbnails and title combinations. And I've put this in the mindset section because it makes it a hell of a lot easier on your mind when it comes time to get creative, when you have an awesome swipe file of killer ideas. Number 48, don't insist on being original. Take proven ideas that have worked in other niches or in your own niche and make them your own. Number 49, with YouTube, you've got to take your ego out of it. Your idea might bomb, but it's not you, it's just a video. So don't worry about it, just move on. And here we are, number 50. So finally, the last thing that I want to share that I wish I knew earlier. The nature of the fact I'm doing this and being consistent means I'm doing something that's difficult. And if you're doing that too, don't be too hard on yourself. This journey is a challenge, and it's making us better people with each video that we make. YouTube is difficult, but it is fun. And so far, it's been incredibly rewarding. If you like doing difficult things, you're going to love this next video. It's about my alternative method to goal setting. I'll see you in the next video.